Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for June the 5th. We're starting with Stage 1. Throw some GBE at the boom cannon, ride up and blow things up, and then finish off the HQ, which has... I know this one, oh my gosh! Alright, I don't know this one, I just wrote it down, okay? 50,000 hit points. Haha! I knew that, totally. Which takes us to Stage 2, landing on the right-hand side, going up and taking out some of the stuff in the way, and then hitting the HQ that has 43,000 hit points. On to Stage 3. Little bit tougher landing left-hand side this time. Blowing up some, well, in this case, rocket launcher and useless non-defense building, I don't know. Let your tanks naturally progress up towards the HQ. You should be able to take out the machine gun without any real problems. And then just start throwing smokes. Yeah, that's right. Stuns on the sniper tower and rocket launcher. And if you want, to start a little earlier, you could work the mortar in there, whatever. If you really feel like it, you can get all of those defenses, including the machine gun, and just stun all the way. So, moving, that Stage 3 HQ had 245,000 hit points, by the way. So there's our massive 200,000 hit point jump, as usual in Stage 3. Stage 4, we're looking at 250,000 for the HQ, and we're looking at 12,000 for this shock launcher, which is about to have 0, because screw that shock launcher, it's going to screw with us. I apologize for the replays in the first couple of levels there. There were technical difficulties where things didn't record properly, and I basically made it through to Stage 3 before I realized what was happening, and then swore a whole bunch and started redoing the whole mess. So, yeah, sorry. Hopefully it's still helpful. Moving on, though. I already said the HP, so I honestly was not expecting to be bringing you this video. It was not supposed to happen because I was supposed to be sleeping under the stars and becoming one with nature as I roamed the countryside without deodorant. I don't know. How else do you become one with nature? Anyways, smelling really bad, obviously. I was around farm country. So, we're gonna take out some of the things here. All of the things, really. By the way, I know I just took out a rocket launcher. Not necessarily mandatory that you do that. I just kind of did it because I was like, look, I've got free GBE, why the heck not? Also, if you legitimately were going through this level and, Stage 4 was kind of towards your limit, if you take out that rocket launcher, absolutely nothing hits your tanks, and your tanks can sit there all day, just kind of pecking away at that HQ. So, and likewise, I'm taking out the mortars, not necessarily because I have to, because they can't hit me, but because I'm trying to use that to damage the HQ. Anyways, moving on to Stage 5. Stage 5 has 266,000 hit points. There is a boom cannon up in the very top corner there that no one gives any shits about because it can't do squat, but it's got 12,000 hit points. And that poor wee shock launcher that I just kicked the crap out of has 13,000 hit points. That one you do actually have to kick the crap out of. Anyway, so yeah, basically we were out at the site. We had gorgeous weather all weekend long. And then someone was like, oh yeah, it's supposed to rain on Sunday. And we were like, oh yeah, that's fine. We're not too worried about it. And yesterday, late in the day, let's say, we were looking at the forecast and it was bad. It was like Noah's Ark bad. Like, it's gonna start raining at 2 in the morning and it's not going to stop until Monday. Go screw yourself. kind of bad. So, very late night, we decided in our wisdom to pack everything up and run the F away because it was going to get a little rainy. And honestly, I don't mind it because I don't know if any of you have gone camping out there, but there is absolutely nothing worse than packing up everything completely wet, dragging it all back home, having to unpack everything, air it out, especially if, you know, it's raining where you live also, because then it turns into this whole, like, oh, we've got to use the garage to air out the tent, and we've got sleeping bags and stuff hanging all over the house, and it's horrible. And if you're in an apartment, that's even worse. Anyways, Stage 5 has somehow found itself almost wiped out, and I wanted to make a note because I realized basically at this point here where I'm cruising through just taking down the HQ, there is the sniper tower, I guess, to the closest to the tanks at this point. The sniper tower that's to the left of the two that I actually killed. If you use some GBE to take that one out with the other southernmost sniper tower, it may be more advantageous. I know I threw my barrages on the two to the far right, but if you hit those two southernmost ones, you'll do damage to them both, obviously. But basically where I'm sitting right now, obviously nothing can hit me, but it's a close call. It's very, you know, if my tanks start drifting even a little bit to the left there, they're going to be in range. And if you've got a full load of tanks, it's completely possible that you are going to be in range. So if you take out that sniper tower, it might save you a few casualties. Anyways, moving on to Stage 6, which has no shock launchers, but it does have 410,000 hit points in total. And these boom cannons that I'm kicking the crap out of have, give or take, 21,000 hit points. So they're pretty beefy, but if you can take them out, then you will be a superhero. I realize it's a pretty energy-heavy, front-loaded attack, but unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of the beast. So landing, obviously, right-hand side, quick smoke to keep everything from dying, and then because all of the boom cannons have been taken out, it's really a pretty smooth ride all the way in. You know, the sniper towers are kind of scary, sure, and you gotta make sure that because there is a one remaining boom cannon, I guess it would be, down in the, well, you can see it on the left-hand side there. You have to really hug up towards the top of the map so that you can skirt around the range of that boom cannon, which means you have to pay extra close attention to all of your tanks, who will, of course, because there is a boom cannon there, instantly be drawn towards it. I'm pretty sure Dr. T is building magnets into those freaking things. And they're just like, yes, the shortest path to the HQ from where I am now is to go straight through the boom cannon, no matter where the boom cannon is. Crazy drunken Zookas. Anyways, this is where I basically make a whoopsie and let my tanks drift a little bit too far. But if you nestle them all up in this area, you know, to the very top right of the HQ, if you have the GBE left for it, you can throw shocks down on the sniper towers that kind of remain in range, as well as the rocket launcher, and basically your tanks can kind of sit there and just grind that HQ down without any real problems. If you were so inclined, instead of just throwing shock after shock after shock at those sniper towers, you could blow them up, or you could do something different. You know, throw critters, whatever your fancy is, you can do that. So, Stage 7 has 450,000 hit points. That boom cannon has 37,000 hit points, give or take, and the shock launcher beside it has 34,000 hit points, give or take. And the sniper tower that was kind of adjoining has a friggin' shitload of hit points too, like 30,000 something, I don't know. I didn't actually look at the HP on the sniper towers. So basically I landed middle for this, if you could call it that, and then threw a shock down on all those sniper towers because, well, they're bad, okay? And I let my tanks clear out the beach front, if you would, kind of on their own. And once everything was cleared out, I got myself a little bit of GBE. I flared everything down into the bottom corner towards the machine guns, which will do laughable amounts of damage because you can laugh at them. They do so little damage. And I don't mean like, ha 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 ha, laugh. I mean like, you know, full on insane supervillain, ah ha 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 ha, kind of laugh. So, after you take out the laughable machine guns, we roll up on the not-so-laughable cannons, because they can actually hurt us, and hurt us bad, okay? So, flare into the top right, I guess it would be, if I know my left and my right, and throw some stuns at those cannons whenever available, because you do not want them doing things to your tanks. They will do horrible, horrible things and leave your tanks walking kind of funny at the end. I also threw some critters to clear up all the boom mines because there is a fair number of boom mines, and then basically from this point here you can walk away and go get a drink. So I'm just gonna, you know, it's a lot of alcohol, need the water. Oh. There we go. So anyways, when you come back from having your drink, the HQ will almost be dead. There's like one mortar that even has range, and your medic should have no problems keeping up with that. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful, and most importantly, have yourselves a fantastic rainy day, even if it's not raining wherever you happen to be.